Hello, and welcome to the preparation movie for the upcoming war against the Rune Raiders clan. I am His Lordship, and I'll be taking you through this movie, which will last approximately 10 minutes. I will be giving the information to you very fast in order to condense the movie, so please watch this twice so you do not miss anything. Let's jump straight into the details. The war is on Saturday the 8th of April, Sunday the 9th of April for the Australians and the Asians. Thanks to daylight saving, the times are quite complicated. It's 2 PM clan time, that's 3 PM for the US East Coast, thanks to daylight saving, 8 PM in the UK, 9 PM in Europe Central, 3 AM for most of Asia and Perth, 5 AM for East Australia. The world is decided on the day, but for our purposes we're meeting on World 54, and we're meeting upstairs in Juliet's house, as usual. That's on the screen now. Alright, here's an important part of the movie. On the screen now you can see 2 links. The first link is the link to the sign-up list. The second link is the link to the list of people who are not attending the war. If you are attending, you are required to sign up. If you can't make it, just put your name on the not coming list and you will not be pestered for not signing up. If you sign up, you must make sure you can attend. In the Valor War, which we had last, we had 150 people signed up, and only just slightly above 100 people attended the war. So that means 1 in every 3 people who signed up did not attend. That, in my eyes, is disgusting. In a few moments, I'll show you exactly how you can remember to come to this war. There are several methods of doing so, and I'll explain them. But for now, I'm going to stop the movie so that you can click either one of these links and put your name down and your statistics. So just click the play button when you're ready to continue with the movie. Very quickly, the rules of the war are: all combat types are allowed. There is to be no running away from the war zone, which I've put on the screen now. There is to be no returning after you're dead, not even to watch or to loot. There is to be no teleporting, no allies, no friends, and noob accounts can only scout. They cannot be involved in tactics, and they cannot loot. Moving on, I've given you the website on the screen for the Rune Raiders forum, and I do suggest you take a look there, as no further information will be provided on the Rune Raiders in this movie. You may click that link and a new window will open. Also, spread the word of this movie fast. This clan has 200 members, all of which are eligible to attend the war. It is my expectation that all 200 will know about the war and will either have signed up or will have put themselves on the list of people not going. Also, this movie must stay amongst the WG members. This is not to leave WG at all until after the war, not even to close friends. As mentioned before, I'm offering ways of helping you remember about this war if you're likely to forget. I'm actually offering a phone call service to clan members. So if you'd like a phone call reminder, send me a PM giving me your phone number, area code, and your real life name. That's if you trust me enough. And also note that I might not be the one calling you. In fact, if you're American or you live in Europe, I won't be calling you. I'll be doing the Australians, and I'll have a trusted clanmate to do the American and the Europeans. So if you'd like this phone call reminder, especially if you're Australian and you need the wake-up call, just send me a PM on the forums. Moving on to part 2, equipment. I must say now that you have to wear exactly what I ask for, and I'll be extremely disappointed in anyone who does not wear exactly what I have requested. If something is optional, I will say so. Warriors take a whip, a warrior helmet, power amulet, granite shield, Carol's leather top, god cape, rune legs, addy boots, rune chest in your inventory, which is optional, and Barrow's gloves and a ring of recoil. Now you might be wondering about some of these choices of armor, so I'll explain them. Firstly, the power amulet gives better defense stats than the glory amulet, so I'd like you to wear that. The Carol's leather top gives an extra 65 magic defense, and you will need that since this war will have a lot of mages. The god capes also offer an extra 10 magic defense, that's why they're better than team cape, so do not wear the team cape. And that rune chest in your inventory is for when all the mages are dead and you don't need the magic defense anymore. That is optional. In your inventory have a superset, 2 prayer potions, a super anti-poison, and the rest should be tuna potatoes. Not shark, tuna potatoes. Tuna potatoes heal 22, whereas shark heal 20. That's 40 extra HP. That's basically like you're given 2 free inventory spaces for 2 more shark. So use the tuna potatoes, as they could mean the difference between life and death. Also about the whip. Some of you will be hesitant on bringing a whip, but I do demand it. If you seriously cannot get a whip, take a dragon scimitar or a DDS. The 2 prayer potions in your inventory are for protect items. If you have 50 plus prayer and 2 4-dose prayer potions, you should have enough prayer to last you for a 30-minute war. And I assure you the war will go no longer. Also, the barrow gloves are not optional. They're 135k, yes, quite expensive, but you should wear them as they do give you a lot of extra stats. Moving on to mages. If you have 85 mage or higher, I would like you to mage. Really, the ideal situation would be about 40% mages. For mages, you take an ancient staff, a farseer helmet, amulet of power, split bark body, granite shield, god cape, mystic bottom, barrow's gloves, mystic boots, and a ring of recoil. In your inventory, you have a mage potion, super defense potion, 3 prayer potions, super anti potion, and 22 tuna potatoes. Yeah, the granite shield and the split bark body won't give you such a high magic attack, but it doesn't matter because they'll save you from getting piled by the enemy warriors. We want you to be very defensive this time, and we want you to stay alive for as long as possible, so please do wear exactly that. That is the best combination I have found. Also note you won't be wearing the team cape, you'll be wearing a god cape as well. Note how I've asked for 3 prayer potions for you guys. Now you don't have anything as expensive as a whip to protect, but you will be using the protect from prayers a lot to slow down the damage that's inflicted on you. Archers, I'd like you to take a Carol's crossbow and protect it like a warrior would protect his whip. Also take a god cape, an archer helmet, power amulet, Carol's leather top, Carol's leather skirt, adamant boots, barrow's gloves, and a ring of recoil. In your inventory have a range pot, super defense pot, 3 prayer pots, super anti, and 22 tuna potatoes. If you seriously can't get a Carol's crossbow, take a magic short bow. The Carol's top and skirt are about 140k each. At this point I'd like to apologise that the movie's gone on for so long. I was expecting it to go on for 10 minutes, but it looks like it's going to be over 15 minutes long. This part of the movie is all about combat advice, how to stay alive longer, how to pile properly, how to make the most out of your experience. First thing I want to address is hugging. Hugging is basically running around a structure in order to ditch your enemy from attacking you. In pay-to-play this is harder because you can get frozen for longer periods of time. But if you're not frozen and you can hug, you are strongly encouraged to do so. If you're getting attacked by warriors, the best thing to do is run around the Greater Demons building in a fashion similar to that on the screen. Next point is spamming. You should always be calling out enemy names. What I notice is that for the first 30 seconds people are trying very hard to spam, but this has to continue for half an hour. You don't realise how difficult this can be. Half an hour of typing, pure typing, calling enemy names. This is very difficult, but it's a must. I've noticed that for all events, whether they're castle wars, raids or wars, the spamming starts off brilliant and then it just dies away. And it's not because people are dying, it's because people are forgetting to spam. They're not bothering. The harder you spam throughout the whole war, the more successful we will be. Call out enemy names and try and join piles that are being called. Try to avoid starting your own. And another problem for us is that we get a couple of guys standing around not fighting. Don't do this, I'll be on the lookout. If you do this, I'll be quite disappointed. You should always be fighting. Another piece of advice, don't kill looters, they're a waste of time. Also, if you're getting attacked, the first thing you have to do is stick on your Protect from Melee prayer, the little sword above your head. That will halve the amount of damage that you take in, and that'll keep you alive for twice as long, allowing you to eat more food. On the topic of food, that's what you should be looting. You should be looting the enemy's food. Don't worry about their dragon weapons or their rune, because the more of that you loot, the more likely we'll lose. And what's the point of looting it if you're going to die anyway? And trust me, if you loot it, you will die. Really, you should only start looting when you know that we're going to win the war. And it becomes pretty darn obvious. And I've saved the most important one for last. Kill the mages first, and defend our own mages. You kill their mages, you're doing your clan a great service. You should be spamming their mages above all. Don't worry about their leader. You go for the mages. And at the same time, you defend our mages. Really, it's the mages that are going to win this war for us, so you have to try and keep them alive for as long as possible. They're not adequately defended, so you have to be their defense. That's why I don't have a hit list. I don't know who's going to be maging. Mages, #1 priority. Forget the leader. The mages are huge attackers, and if we don't take them out, they will wipe out our clan. And now for the most important part of this movie, the tactic. Now I know you're all relying on me to come up with some master plan that will bring us to salvation and glory, but I'm afraid that since we're in the defending position, my options are limited. We've never defended before. But nonetheless, I've thought it out, and I think I may have just the right strategy for this war. It's most likely that RR is going to be attacking from the west. Don't worry about the east. If they do decide to attack from the east, I'll know, and I'll change our positions accordingly. Assuming they're coming from the west, we'll do the following. We'll be outside the Greater Demons for a start, and we'll be in two different death dots. The west death dot will be our mages and archers, our long-range units, and the one to the east will be our warriors. When the Rune Raiders come along, scouts will inform me, and I will tell our mages to turn on their Protect from Magic prayer. So when the Rune Raiders charge us, we will have adequate defense from their magic attack, and unfortunately the mages and archers are going to be the first to receive the damage. This is because they're allowed to get frozen. Our warriors should not get frozen because it stops them from moving, whereas our long-range units can still attack even though they're frozen. So the Rune Raiders will charge in, our mages will have Protect from Magic to minimize the damage, they'll attack back, and then our warriors are going to break out of their death dot and charge the Rune Raiders back. Now this has several advantages. Firstly, spreading out and charging them will minimize the damage from the ancient magic attacks. And second, when they charge, they'll actually run in front of our mages so that the Rune Raiders will go for them instead of our very, very precious mages. So basically this strategy was designed so that our warriors would not get frozen so they'd be able to charge, and that our mages would be adequately protected. It's really a quite simple tactic, and it works quite effectively against the barrage system. And while this is happening, our mages and rangers will be able to attack back. Warriors, when you charge, don't forget to head for the mages first. And that's our tactic, and that's the end of the war video. So Wildguard, I'm expecting you to attack, and attack, and attack, and kill off RR until they have nothing left. Do I make myself